Everybody's blaming Kirby Smart for this, but here's my question. Is it really his fault these players, or in this case an example, Daniel Harris got in his car and decided to do the things he did? No, at least not in my humble opinion. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you had a great week. Hope all of you are having a great Friday. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. If you're not in a good/great mood on your Friday night, I don't know what to tell you. You're a negative Nancy, you're a Debbie the Downer, you're the Eeyore off of Winnie the Pooh. Because it doesn't matter what happened this week. Tomorrow, we got college football all day long. However, with that being said, what we're about to get into is something I didn't plan on talking about today. Your boy Kirby Smart, no introduction needed. He's trending on Twitter currently, and it's not for a good reason. And oh yeah, by the way, this video might be uploaded extremely late. I do apologize for that because I am going to a football game tonight. I'm recording it before the game, and I'm going to try my best to edit it before the game, but if it doesn't get uploaded till about 10, or not even 10, it'd probably be like 11 p.m., now you know why. Either way, it's going to get uploaded, but that is besides the point. We got to talk about what's going on with Georgia. We're just going to get straight into this. A few hours ago, as to when I'm speaking, a Georgia cornerback was just arrested for, guess what? It involves a car. Yeah, you probably already know we're about to go with this. Reckless driving and some other minor, or not even minor, just misdemeanors in general. How many Georgia players have been arrested now? Hold on, I found a tweet. I saw, oh, here it is. 25 Georgia players have been arrested in the last 18 months. Ridiculous. Look, you don't need me to sit up here and say this is a terrible look for Georgia. It's awful. You get it. We've said this after every single arrest. Number one, what in the world is going on there? And number two, is this going to be fixed, or is this a new normal? As much as I hate to say this, and I know Georgia fans don't want to hear this, it seems like a norm at this point. And that's why I almost didn't even make this video, because it's like, what's new? I mean, this happens all the time for Georgia. Check out this tweet. Georgia football players have been arrested or citing for speeding, reckless driving, or racing at least 24 times after January 15, 2023. I haven't even told you who it was. This most recent arrest was cornerback Daniel Harris. I haven't even seen the official report. Let's check it out, and this is word for word. Harris was arrested shortly before midnight on Thursday night. All told, he's been charged with 5 automobile-related misdemeanors. Reckless driving, not wearing a seatbelt, operating an unregistered vehicle without a license plate, driving without proof of insurance, and having illegal window tint. The window tint's whatever, but the driving an unregistered vehicle, that's low-key insane. Like, dude, come on, man. I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, but what are you thinking? Actually, scratch that. You weren't thinking. And I'm not going to hold this young man to the fire because, well, he's a young man, he's made a mistake, and we've all made many mistakes in our lives, and we're going to make many more. This video is more so to talk about Kirby Smart and just Georgia as a whole. As you can see right here on your screen, your boy Kirby Smart is trending all over Twitter. And you know why he's trending. Everybody's saying, oh, they got a culture problem, he needs to get a hold of his team, and yada, yada, yada. I've said it before, I'm going to say it again. You don't need me to sit up here and just hold these players to the fire and hold Kirby Smart to the fire and say, hey, y'all got a problem and you got to fix it. We know that. Here's what I genuinely want to talk about in this video, and it's the main reason I'm making it. Everybody's blaming Kirby Smart for this, but here's my question. Is it really his fault these players, or in this case an example, Daniel Harris got in his car and decided to do the things he did? No, at least not in my humble opinion. These are young men, but they're also grown men at that, and they make their own decisions outside of football. Say what you want about these players, it's like 25-something players getting arrested in 18 months, but Kirby Smart is a great guy, and I highly doubt he is happy with all this ongoing, and the only thing he can do is tell the players to quit doing it. At the end of the day, they got to stop doing it. I don't care what anybody says. At the end of the day, it's not Kirby Smart's fault these players are doing this. The only thing he can do is suspend them and kick them off the team. Outside of that, I mean, you just hope they don't do it. And a lot of people have been on Kirby's case, and there's this joke going around where, oh yeah, Kirby's only going to suspend him for a quarter or 2 quarters, something like that. And I don't mind it. You know why? Because Nick Saban said something years ago, and I've always talked about when players get in trouble. This was, I don't know, it might have been in like 2010, 2011. There's a player for Nick Saban, I already forgot who it was. He did something where a lot of people in the media thought he should have been kicked off of the team. Saban wound up keeping him on the team, and when the media asked him about it, he told them the worst thing you can do for these players is to kick them off the team, because then they'll just make even worse decisions and get back into that, you know, terrible lifestyle. For a lot of these guys, do you know what's keeping them off the streets and from making just god-awful decisions? Football. So once you take football away, it's a downhill and it's a dark hill path for some of these guys, not all of them. And that's why Nick Saban always had the philosophy of The last resort is kicking a guy off the team. Think about it. How many times did you ever hear Nick Saban's tenure at Alabama, he kicked a player off the team? Very seldom. He just didn't believe in that because he wanted to help these men not just succeed on the football field, but he wanted to help them succeed in life. I would like to assume Kirby Smart, he's the same way. He coached under Saban, so it's not a knock to say, number one, he learned a lot from him more than likely, and number two, he's sort of like his disciple. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe Kirby Smart's some terrible human off the field, and he doesn't care if these players have a good life outside of football. He just wants to win, 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 win. But I highly doubt that's the case. So for all the people that are going to rush to the comments and say, oh, you got to kick this dude off the team, you got to kick all these guys off the team, that's not really a fix to this problem. And I'll tell you what I think it is. This is a Georgia problem. I'm talking about not the football team, but the state. And I'll go even deeper with it. This is an Atlanta and Athens problem. I live about roughly 2 or 3 hours from Atlanta and Athens, Georgia, and I've been there multiple times. Even growing up, I played in multiple AAU basketball tournaments there. From firsthand experience, I can tell you, and if you're from the Southeast and you're from that Georgia area, you know there's a lot of crazy stuff that goes on there. And one thing that's getting extremely popular in that Atlanta and Athens area is all these fast cars. I'm talking about the Trackhawks, the Dodge Challengers, and the list goes on and on and on. And I know a Dodge Challenger's not the fastest car out there, but you get what I'm saying, them cars that Dodge makes. If you've ever been out there, you would know this. It's almost like a car scene out there. It's just a really popular thing to have a fast car. A lot of these young guys, they want to show it off, and it's just what's popular now. And you're a product of your environment. You go to a city where having a fast Trackhawk's a trend, guess what you're more likely going to do or won't? A fast Trackhawk, and you're going to want to drive it as fast as it can go. Everybody wants to have a Trackhawk, a Hellcat, SRT, you name it, they want it. And I think that's what's going on here. These kids are coming to Athens, Georgia, and they're becoming a product of their environment. Where I'm going with this is I think it's more of an Athens, Georgia problem, the city itself, than a Georgia football team problem. Because a football team problem would be stuff like, oh, you're showing up late to workouts, you're showing up late to practices, you're not playing hard, stuff like that. But this is what the players are doing in their free time. And in their free time, I mean, they're still a Georgia football player, but you're not wearing the uniform and stuff. You're your own person and you're making your own decisions. So I don't know how you can blame Kirby Smart. It's an awful situation and hopefully it gets resolved. Who knows what's going to happen. And to all my young kids out here, I just want to let you know something. Nobody thinks you're cool and they don't think you're any cooler by, number one, having a fast car, number two, driving it extremely fast. You're not impressing that girl you like, your neighbors think you're weird, and everybody else in public, they're not laughing with you, they're laughing at you. Everybody watching or listening to this video, you all know that one guy in your neighborhood or town that tries to impress people by driving his car super fast or revving it up, and everybody else, they just look at him like, oh yeah, here comes this guy again. So